I got really interrupted. I don't know what I was saying. I was basically... What was I saying? Creative juice.
Flowing for season 2.
Flowing
we have a
for
lot
season
of ideas.
2. A lot of ideas. A lot of things
In the works.
In the works.
And trust me, it's coming back sooner than you think.
Mm-hmm. Oh, the bloopers. We're going to do blooper reel.
Blooper reel.
We don't know yet exactly the day, the month when season 2 will be launched, will air. But if you don't already, follow us on Instagram at We Are Fashionably Late with 2 E's at the end. I would say TikTok, but we just got the notification that, you know, it's going to get banned.
I mean, you could still follow us on there.
You can still follow us on there if you're in a different country other than the United States of America.
And also YouTube.
And YouTube, we are there heavily as well.
Yes.
But yes. Also, I think a thank you to all of our new listeners.
Yeah.
Anyways, we have new listeners, new followers, everything on the TikTok, on the Instagram, on the YouTube, on the Spotify podcast. Thank you, Majigger. So thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Because of you
Big
guys,
hearts.
we continue to rant and talk and vent.
And yeah, like...
And we all learn.
We all
learn something.
So this episode was originally going to be just a recap of season 1.
Mm-hmm.
But we thought, why not also include a topic that we didn't get to talk about during the season? Because we have trust me, we have a list of them. If you guys have any suggestions, also please let us know when you follow us on social media. Yeah, like definitely let us know in the comments. Because trust me, we got a long list.
DM us. We always either her or I get the notifications, so we're always answering.
But yeah, so we're gonna do a little topic. But yeah, should we intro the video before we start?
Our last intro for the season. What? Hold on, let me fix my hair because I can't see from here. And I'm like,
and
okay. Ooh.
Zoom into that pimple.
I'm gonna hold my finger. Alright.
Okay,
do you want to start it or do you want me to start it?
Alright. Hi, I'm Leslie Marie.
And I'm Natalia.
And this is the While You're Early, We're Fashionably Late podcast, aka Fashionably Late podcast.
No, we are Fashionably Late podcast.
Okay, let's do it again. Hi, I'm Leslie Marie.
Hi, I'm Natalia.
And this is the While You're Early, We're Fashionably Late, aka We're Fashionably Late podcast, where we talk about the clothing we wear and the untold but very true stories about why we wear.
That was my part.
I realized
that.
I was like that.
She's
gonna keep going.
I was like that meme where she's like, and I was like,
Let me do that again.
And also speak a little bit louder, please.
Hi, I am Leslie Marie.
Not like that.
Okay.
Just go, Hi,
I'm Leslie Marie.
And I'm Natalia.
And this is the While You're Early, We're Fashionably Late podcast,
where we talk about the clothing we wear and the untold but very true stories of why we wear what we wear.
Yay! Round of applause. Okay.
Talking about what we wear.
Talking about
what are
are
we wearing?
I feel like we're very professional today. We're matching. Is this a
unplanned.
sneak peek into season 2? Probably not.
I don't even know if it is.
I don't know. But do you want to start off with your outfit?
I am wearing a Zara basic black tee. Muscle tee.
Yeah, muscle.
It's a little bit
High neck.
A high neck.
In black.
I have cotton on black jeans, which you cannot see.
But they're straight legs.
And then I have my Vans that are look like the Adidas.
I love those Vans.
Or those. So they're cute. Different. I'm different.
She's different.
And then an A-Lo cardigan.
I love that color on you too.
Thank you.
I am wearing a Zara. This is actually from the men's section, but it's an oversized plaid brown blazer. It has a little bit of
specific
red and blue detailing.
Green too.
I love it. And then I have my favorite, Aritzia jeans. I'm obsessed with them. They're the baggy dad jeans. I'm gonna get them in every single color. I'm also wearing Zara flats, which are really cute. They have a little buckle on them. And then this top, which I can't remember where I got.
I think
from.
you got it Forever.
I think I got it at Forever.
It looks like something you'd get Forever.
I think so. I can't remember honestly, but it is so
Just
comfy. It's a sheer top, with a black
high
neck A-low crop top tank sports bra. It's all in one.
All in one.
Yeah. So yeah, that's the vibe.
That's what we're wearing. None of which have, well, you have a hint of green, but we don't even have pink. And this is our last episode.
I know.
And I realized that after I was driving, and then because we had to do something before, and I was like, you know what?
We have blush on.
I was like, I didn't wear anything that had to resemble with today's or anything.
I think it's because we're like ready to get down to business. Like
Yes.
we're in business mode right now.
Yeah.
Which again has nothing to do with the episode. Actually, yes, because these women that we're going to talk about today are business women. Okay?
Women of true business, getting down to business. And I'm cleaning my glasses because I can't see.
Not always cleaning her glasses. Zoom into them.
Oh, that just made it worse.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
It does that.
I can't see. Leslie? That's how I feel sometimes.
She's pretending, but she's actually not.
I'm not joking. Oh, this might have worse too. Do you want to start off the episode and talk about what our topic is while I try to figure out cleaning these glasses?
The topic of this episode is pop
princess, prima donna girl.
So it has to do with pop princesses. I feel like this is something that we're very inspired by, which in a way, right? We were inspired by Dua Lipa, but also by Sabrina Carpenter. She recently has a song called Espresso.
What am I wearing?
What color are we wearing?
Espresso.
I told you we're on theme. We will always bring it back.
I'm a singer.
And so,
I'm working late.
The history of pop princess. Or do you guys want to hear Natalie's vocals?
No, I don't think they do. I don't want to hear it.
Okay, I'm
still a little bit because of being sick. I was also sick the last week.
Yeah, she was.
If you saw me, I did not look like this.
No,
I was like,
she was disheveled.
You know what I look like?
Yeah.
That meme. I don't know from what show it is because it wasn't during my era. It was during your era. But it's that girl with like the red lipstick and then her hair sticking out, like that meme of that cartoon character. Have you not seen that one? That's how it looked.
I don't know.
Especially
is it the Barbie? Is it from the Rugrats?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
That's how I look like because of my short hair.
Okay.
Which I'm still getting used to. Anyways, that had nothing to do with this topic. I just want to say I was sick and keep on going.
All right. Okay, so the history of pop princess, right? First, the definition. It's a young woman who is gaining popularity in the pop music genre, being role model to girls and promoting girl power, equality for all communities.
Yes,
you
definitely.
heard that right. Sorry. This is bugging me because I feel like you could catch that in the thing. Because it's right there.
I don't think so, but...
Okay. So equality for all communities. We love that.
Which is true.
I feel like it is true.
You see a lot with like Dua Lipa, Sabrina Carpenter, like,
which are current pop princesses.
But then past, it was like
I think of like the Spice Girls, and they were very much about like pop girl power, and like so you
but
feel
they're
that.
a pop girl band. We don't talk about them just yet.
We're talking about individual pop princesses
because they gotta carry so much.
Yeah,
and it's just one person.
Yeah. Do you want to talk about the original pop princess?
Original pop princess, which I feel like I was even surprised.
Yeah, me too.
And I feel like a lot of people will be surprised because your first thought is like who? Like who would you say first pop princess?
First pop princess.
Like that you would be like, oh, like who was like the first person that you would listen to and you'd be like, oh, that she's like a pop princess.
I don't know actually.
Mariah Carey, Britney Spears.
I feel like Britney Spears would be the first one that I would go to. But then I feel like obviously there has to be someone further.
Beyonce.
Maybe Madonna.
Okay. Close.
Okay.
But no. This person's name, which I listened to the song and I was like, it is very pop.
Okay.
And it was very popular then, and it is Debbie Gibson, and it's her song called Only in My Dreams.
Makes sense.
Which about 30 years ago hit the Billboard as like a hit single.
Was this in the 80s, actually?
I think so.
So it was, okay.
Close to, like, there, yeah.
Okay.
And it was, like, a hit, everything, all that stuff. But, fun fact, she was the youngest artist woman to make history in the Billboard charts because she was 16.
Wow.
And she produced, performed, and wrote the song.
Oh, dang. Okay.
Yes.
Quadruple threat.
And still till this day, no one has topped her.
Wow.
And she is the youngest person to do it.
Yeah.
I listened to the song, at least even listened to her album, and it's kind of cool. It's like very like 80s, like pop and vibe that I feel like we get a little bit of hint of right now with Dua Lipa's Illusion.
Yes.
Like it's very much of that, of Illusion. You have like Training Season, Houdini. Like I feel like she's diving into that.
Yeah.
And I feel like it's a lot of a resemblance with Debbie's song of Only in My Dreams, which
so it's very much the pop genre.
Definitely, yeah.
And I feel like even someone who's dabbled in pop, obviously, I just think of 1989, is Taylor Swift.
Yes.
Which, again, she's done so many genres that I don't know if she would just be traditionally
just one
pop princess.
Yes.
Because she's obviously done country, you know, right now with the Tortured Poets department,
she's
you know.
A bit like...
So you see hints of pop, but I don't know if it's strictly just pop.
Yeah. Versus
someone like Dua Lipa or someone like Sabrina Carpenter. It's been strictly pop.
Yeah.
Right?
And like another name to kind of go off what you said was Madonna. In the 90s, her song Vogue was a hit. It was like a very pop like type of song. And constantly like even now in her late 60s, late 70s, however, I think she's late 60s, I think so. She's still reinventing herself.
Exactly.
And I feel like that's what a lot of singers now do, especially like Dua Lipa. We've seen it from the very start of her first ever album to now. Like it is a totally different
I feel like that's also
style.
Another thing too about being a pop princess, being empowered, being a woman in music, like alone, right? So even how you mentioned Dua Lipa, like her hair has changed for every single album, right? Which yes, it's a great marketing scheme, but also, or not even a scheme, but it's just like a tactic, right? Like a marketing thing.
Because yes or no, when she did her blonde black thing, a lot of girls were doing that.
Yeah, and you know, and you just like remember, like you think of her hair, and you're like, oh, she has music out,
and you know what era it was.
Exactly, you relate it to that album.
Yeah,
I feel like though that's another thing too, that as these women who are focused on girl power, right? Another thing that they teach you obviously is the evolution of an artist, right? And the growth of that. And so every single time they have to reinvent themselves almost. And so seeing that and allowing the change and the growth and sticking by these artists. I mean, in a way, yes, it is very girl empowering and it's very much like being a young woman into womanhood, obviously. So even if you go back to like Sabrina Carpenter, right, her first few albums are nothing like the album she has out now. If you look at her music videos, it's the same thing. And so there's this growth, but it's nice that the underlining of the like the music or the genre stays kind of with the same.
Yeah. And I think the official pop queen, which we can't really, pop princess, we can't like forget, is Britney Spears. To this day, everyone knows that she was the official
pop princess. America's sweetheart. You know, even now her songs are still popular. Like we have like Toxic, we have like Baby One More Time, we have Circus, we have Give Me. Like this was songs that she released in the 90s, in the 2000s. And we're in 2020, close to 2030. And you can still sing it.
And you're still like, I'm such a big fan of Britney Spears.
Even in her book, right? Like, if you go back to her autobiography, there's so much that goes behind it. So, again, like, yes, there are aspects of the music industry that are toxic and that are not catering to these artists' mental health. What I feel like the artists now are doing, though, is they're really focusing on their mental health and they're being transparent with their like audience, right? And I think that's also something that not only makes them relatable, but it also makes them like human
in a way. Because I feel like a lot of us project them as just this one person. And we think they don't go through stuff, but they make it where it's like, hey, like I'm also going through that.
Yeah.
I also feel that way. Yes, it's not during the same situation, but in my own way type of thing.
Yeah.
And it's relatable. And it's like,
relatable.
and I feel like
it shows in the music too.
Yeah. And I feel like, especially, like, that is why a lot of girls now and fans of them, it's because of that.
Yeah.
Because not only just of their music that they connect and they love, but they connect to the singer as well because of that.
As a person. And I feel like they're also branching out. So like another person who has dabbled in pop has been Selena Gomez, right?
Yes.
And they have also, like, she has her Rare Beauty brand, right? And so you see that they're more than just singers, right? Like, obviously they could be actors, they could be dancers, they could do this. Like, I know Dua Lipa has that 95 thing, where it's like the podcast and it's her, it's like a digital media thing. It's also like a book club, and so like you see them express themselves through that, and you see things that they value in that, and so they're more outspoken. Which again goes back to the whole girl empowerment thing, that like we don't have to fit in one box.
No.
Right?
We
could be cute and bubbly.
Different personalities of ourselves.
Yeah.
Without being like, oh my gosh, but like, no. Bestie, Dua Lipa, she did it best, is all I have to say.
Natalie's a major fan. I remember listening to her, the Be the One music video came out. I was in love with that music video. I think I even did a YouTube video back then, inspired by it.
Yeah, I was your model.
Yeah, and so, I mean, I'm not gonna post it out there, but, or like, it was out there, but I doubt you guys will find it.
I know.
I privated it. But it was inspired by her, and so now, like, coming back into this, you're inspired by her again.
Yeah.
I like the sporty
vibe that she's giving off right now.
Yeah, I really like it.
Especially with Illusion coming out, I feel like that is like more sporty right now because of it.
Also, I feel like, not to be mean, but in a point in time, there was people, I didn't, but there was people that made fun of the way she danced, and she really came back, reinvented herself, and was like, bruh, now I can dance. But like, you see her dances now, and they're great. Like,
when I go like this, I'm like, do I look like Dua Lipa? Because that's how her hair was. She's like, anyways, I love you, Dua.
But girl empowerment, she was like, haters, I could change that. I could change that.
I could get better.
And
Miss Queen does Pilates. She does yoga. And I'm like, girl, icon.
And now she dances, and these dances are now on TikTok, right?
Everyone's trying to recreate them.
So
that is for sure.
It's nice how they like reinvent themselves. Also, Sabrina Carpenter, she wrote this album because we know that there was drama going on, right? With the love triangle.
We love triangles,
but
guys.
Look at her growth, and she
and
put it
both
in her
individually,
music.
in their own way.
And I feel like that's also something that we haven't seen in a while. I feel like always women have been pitted against each other, and in a way that's kind of what wanted to start. And then now you see like they're both in their own genre of music, right? And they're both successful, and so it's kind of nice to see that. And like it's kind of a thing of like they've moved on, and like they have different boyfriends, right? Like it's a thing of like it doesn't have to be a big thing just because of a boy, like.
And and like how you said, just like
their women.
They're different types of like women in like their genre and stuff like that, like their outfits and like Olivia Rodrigo, she's more of like
punk.
She's more of punk princess. She's giving like Gwen Stefani and No Doubt,
which she was at Coachella.
Coachella,
crazy,
so great.
Yeah.
And then we have Sabrina Carpenter, who's more of that pop princess.
And has opened for Taylor
Swift. And right now she's giving us very much of like a Barbie / Bratz like style. Yeah. Which I love because it's like, you're like, oh no, she looks very Barbie. But then you're like, wait, but she looks like very Bratz styled, you know?
And I feel like even her own, like, I think that's my favorite thing about an artist. When, like, not only do the music and the lyrics, but also, like, the way they portray themselves with their outfits kind of all go together. And it just feels very original to them, right? And it feels unique and it feels new. And it's just like, okay, like, they found who they want to be.
Yes.
At least for this period of time. And then obviously they're allowed to evolve, but it's just nice when you see that kind of come together. I think another artist is Ariana Grande.
Oh, definitely. I feel like moving into now our second topic, which is like the pop culture, I feel like she was gone for like a good I think it was 3-ish years,
something like that.
5 years. No, I think it was 5 years.
Living life.
5 years.
Yeah.
And she was living life. She started her makeup as well, which is Rem.
Yeah.
And then she got perfumes, all this
films.
stuff. Then she goes,
I'm back.
And she releases Yes and.
Yeah.
So great. So good. And you're like, great. Then she releases her whole album.
Evan Peters. Sorry, that music.
The whole album.
Yeah.
And in the whole album, she has other songs. Like how you said earlier. Like, they write songs of what they're going through.
Exactly.
And we know what's happening during this time that she's writing this album.
It's like they spill the tea with you type of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And also, like, I feel like in each, like, album, we've seen it with Dua Lipa, we've seen it with Taylor Swift, and we see it with Ariana Grande. They reinvent themselves in their style.
Yeah.
So I feel like for Ariana Grande's, her first ever album, which I was
the
a fan
ponytail
of, was very much of, like, I felt like vintage, like 50s inspired outfits, the bows, the big dresses.
Definitely.
And then we move on to the other ones. We have, like, The Dangerous Woman, where she's more of, like, kind of like with, like, the ears
the
and stuff,
ears.
the bunny ears.
Yeah.
She's wearing, like,
it's giving
black.
Catwoman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then we move into the other one, which is, like, I think it's Rem or something like that, or it's like the one that she's upside down.
Yeah.
And that one's, like, more like pastel-y, more like pop princess, like, colors and stuff like that. And then now with this one, she's, like, blonde, she's, like, this, like, all that stuff. Like, and you see that with everyone. Like, it's, like, I feel like the way they dress tells a story of who they are and who they're presenting themselves to be in the album.
And what's in this album.
Especially Taylor Swift.
She
always hints it, like,
fact.
In like a few, like, showings or whatever she has, she always hints there's a new album coming because she changes her outfits.
Exactly. I feel like the biggest change, obviously, was, I mean, you have 1989, right? Which Red was kind of like coming down from being country, right? So you have country, then you have a little bit of pop, rock, and then you have, like, Red, which is more, like, chill, and then you have 1989, which is a full pop album.
Which is very, like, happy colors.
Exactly. Then you have Lover.
No.
Right. No, they
From
have Reputation.
1989, she went to Reputation.
That's so true. She went to Reputation.
So it was such a huge thing because
and then
from
back
seeing
to
her with her natural,
God.
long hair, like, and then she had just had short hair and she had, like, a bob, all that stuff.
Yeah.
She's going freaking platinum blonde.
Mm-hmm.
And this, she showcased, like, a hint of it, which I feel like she was writing it, but she didn't release it yet because we were still in 1889. But during that Met Gala in 2017.
Yes. That look was
look. When she was with
But I feel like that's another thing too, where it's like how you said, like, her album, technically there are pop songs on Reputation, but the whole vibe of it is different,
like black and
right?
white. It's very grunge in a way.
Yeah.
It's
which
even
is
her music videos too.
Yeah, which is very interesting to see that evolution.
And I feel like it's so funny just thinking about it now. I feel like Blank Space was kind of, the music video was telling us, hinting us about that, because she's wearing a lot of, like, red lips, and she's all about, like, the pearls and, like, all this stuff. And then in Reputation, she has a music video where she's in a bathtub and she has the pearls on here.
Yeah.
And she has a red lipstick.
Which she's
but it's
very
Reputation.
Much like, this is ending. Yeah.
It's very, very different. Sorry. She does this for me.
She does. Natalie does. Put it away.
But it's like this thing where it's like, in their fashion, in their looks, they hint what's coming.
And they tell a story.
And they tell a story.
Yeah.
And, like, even us, like, I feel like it's this thing where it's like, now with TikTok, it's like recreate the look, and it's like tells you, like, where you can get this look. And just like what we talked about during the Airs tour episode, we have fun and we dress up as them in their music videos and their red carpet looks and their day-to-day outfit. Like, we have fun and dress up like that when we go
to their concerts.
In their concerts. And we go full out type of thing. And even
and you almost try to mimic the vibe, right?
The vibe, yeah. And even I feel like, because we've gone to a Taylor Swift night out here where we're at, and everybody, I will tell you, everyone had
an era,
and were dressed as a certain thing.
Like, and Taylor Swift's not even in the room.
She's not even in the room, but that's how dedicated.
But it's like you relate to the lyrics, you relate to the vibe, and you're kind of like on the ride with them.
Yes.
I also think of somebody else that has been doing this very well, which I think is very memorable, is Sabrina Carpenter with her outros.
Yes.
Because for every place, I mean, not only do they get more like crazier, but they also like rhyme with wherever she's at.
Yeah.
So it feels special almost, right? And you feel like, I want to see what she's doing next.
Like what's in it. And she even said in an interview, she said that she was like, because she wrote different outros. Yeah. She's like, and like I thought it was like, no, you know, like no one's gonna get into it. She's like, and then I started for one concert, everyone loved it. She's like, I went. She's like, so now it's this thing, like I'll continue doing it. She's like, but I just hope people don't get tired of it. Yeah. She's like, because like I'm always doing it, but it's like, no, you love it. Cause you love it.
Because you're like, what is she gonna come up with next? Yeah. And I feel like that's very much like the fan base being like true to the artist and letting the artist like, you know, do their thing, and then you're kind of on board with it.
Yeah. Another person I don't want to exclude. Okay. Only because she was my pop princess.
Who is it, Allie? Who is it?
When I was younger, in 2010, is Miss Miley Cyrus as Hannah Montana. Yeah. I know she had a bit of an era where she was trying to still reinvent herself. She was trying to find who she was. But Flowers, when she performed in the Grammys. Yeah. Her look, her sparkly dress, her volume-esque hair is giving an homage to Tina Turner.
Yes. Yeah, yes, for sure.
And this is someone who was in the pop genre way back. Yeah. We probably know a couple of songs. But yes or no, if like our moms or dads or parents or whatever were watching it and they saw her, they're like, oh my gosh, she looks like Tina Turner. She copied Tina Turner's. But it's like, no, she's giving an homage to kind of her.
I feel like that's also an interesting thing, too, that these artists take inspiration from those artists that came before them. Mm-hmm. And so if you're a fan of, like, Miley Cyrus, right, and you see this and somebody mentions, like, no, she copied Tina Turner. If you didn't know who Tina Turner was, then you go back and you look at it, and then you discover new music, which is not new. Do you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And so it's also nice that, like, when they're inspired by them, I feel like it's not a thing of like they're copying. No. I feel like it's a thing of like they're paying respect to those that came before them, but also maybe like they're inspired by their music.
Yeah. And like also like for someone who has loved Miley Cyrus since the very beginning, since Hannah Montana and stuff, I literally have to applaud her because she won her first Grammy. It is in an album where, again, she's speaking her truth. Exactly. She's speaking what she's went through. Yeah. Everything, but in
very
a way,
authentic.
Like Flowers, she even said Flowers is a song that she used for her wedding, which was When I Was Your Man.
The Bruno Mars. And she spun it on its head.
Spinned it to her version.
Which I think that's also another thing too, where when artists do that, how you said speak their truth and they just are very authentic. Yes. I think that's when the music resonates the most, right? Yeah. So I also think of like Sabrina Carpenter in like Because I Liked a Boy. Like obviously that was all of that drama. Mm-hmm. You think of Taylor Swift and her whole Reputation album. You even think of her music in like Style, right? In 1989. Which is stuff that obviously it's like true to them in that moment or in that time. Because it almost becomes like little snapshots of that point in time for them era, and they could look back at it too.
Look back at it.
Look back at it. I literally thought that right when I said it.
But yeah, and yes or no was Miley Cyrus like the whole talk for the past 3 weeks after the Grammys. Because yes or no, was it about her look, about her winning her Grammy, her performance being so amazing,
so good,
but because of her arms. Yeah. Everyone was like, what's like her arm workout? Like she looked good, like fit. And that's when all the Pilates girls were like, get the Miley Cyrus look. And it was like, because of the arms. And it's this thing where it's like, it's so funny because it's like, it all connects. Yeah. And like the whole, there's like a whole phrase called the Pilates princess. Uh-huh. And like, it has to do with the pop princess. I feel like Pilates princess, for some reason, gives me very much of like, Ariana Grande in her album where she's like upside down, like that style that she was wearing. I feel like it has a lot to do with it.
Pilates princess,
but it's like this thing where it's like you make a playlist, or like now on Spotify the day list, where it makes your playlist and like the title. One of mine was Pilates Princess Monday Morning, and it literally had Miley Cyrus. It had Sabrina Carpenter. It had Taylor Swift.
Ariana.
It had Dua Lipa, Ariana Grande. And so it's like, it's this thing where it's like, that phrase, that word connects to other ones.
And
it's like
resonates.
Different genres of it in a way. In the fashion sense as well.
Yeah.
This is a fashion podcast.
This is a fashion podcast.
We shall not forget.
I think going into the fashion one, right? I love how you talked about Miley Cyrus and her outfits. I feel like someone who is also very good at their outfits, like we said right now, is Dua Lipa. She is very much channeling sporty spice.
Yes.
Which again goes back to like the people that came before them.
Did you see that picture?
You scared me.
Oh, so sorry. I remember. Did you see that picture of the Spice Girls?
No.
Of all the Spice Girls together?
No.
All iconic.
Right now? Recently?
Yeah. You keep talking. I will find it.
I don't know what I was talking about. You fucking scared me.
About Sporty Spice.
If you guys can't tell, we're really out here in the open. I know, Natalie's freaking out. We're really out here in the open right now, and obviously there could be dangers, right? And by Natalie doing that, she scared me because I thought something was happening outside.
My thing about this picture...
Thank you for apologizing.
Is that this is in Victoria Beckham's, like...
Instagram?
No. In her fashion show that she had for her brand.
Oh, they went to go see her. Oh, I saw
to support her.
I love
also,
that.
had to give homage to the wifey of the F1.
Look, these are my original like
team
girl
principal,
power
Christian
girl. Oh yeah,
his wife is a Spice Girl.
Yeah.
Anyways, yes. Sorry. It just I remembered it and I was like, you have not gotten a picture so recent.
I love this
of all of them together.
I feel like that's another thing too. If
the Spice Girls reunited, so is there still hope for One
I hate you so much right now.
Okay,
you go from scaring me to like not even being on tangent right now.
Okay, go.
I need my anger to calm down right now. You talk. I don't even know what I was saying. Sporty Spice.
Dua Lipa, how she looks like Sporty Spice.
Her recent like vibe with her new album, Training Season, right?
Yes,
that's what it's called.
Well, no, it's something. It's another name of the album.
No, it's something.
I'll check.
You check because I forgot, and it's on the tip of my tongue. Something happiness or something.
Dua Lipa. It is called Radical Optimism.
Yes. So her new album, Radical Optimism. Of course, we don't like what she's put out so far, right? You could tell it's very much of like obviously with Training Season, right? And Houdini and everything. Like it's been very much of like sporty outfits.
Yes.
Right? And it's giving sporty spice.
Yes.
If obviously we'll put outfits here, which is really nice, and I feel like it also has to do a lot with our street style too, because if you look back at the Adidas that everybody's wearing, you look back at even like Pumas now that everybody's wearing,
the long trench coats.
Yeah, and then also like the soccer tees that people are styling, even like the shorts too that have like working out shorts.
Yeah.
Like you could see like the black shorts with the two Adidas like the white
stripes on the side.
When you put that with like a cool tee.
And like a leather jacket or something.
Yeah, and it's so cool, but it's like laid back. So I think that's also interesting how, in a way, like street style influences them, but then also they influence street style.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like this cyclical thing. Yeah.
Never ending cycle.
Yeah, which I think is so interesting.
I think it's like this like thing how it's like you kind of plant a seed, but it's like it
evolves
growing,
into
it
something
evolves
more.
to something different type of thing.
Yeah.
So I feel like for Sporty Spice, like she planted it, but we got so many with like even like Gwen Stefani. I feel like in some way she was like, even though she was a punk princess, but she had a sporty vibe. You have now Dua Lipa and like all this stuff. So it's like it's a hint of it, but like you get more versions of it in different genres of it. So I feel like that has a lot to do with it.
That has a lot to do with it. I feel like also when you were talking about Ariana Grande and her first album, how it's very 50s inspired.
Yeah.
But then you look at something that Sabrina Carpenter has been wearing a lot, those short dresses, which again also has to do with their stylist in the sense that it's like what fits their body type, right? So they're both petite ladies, meaning that they're a bit shorter. And so obviously having high heels and then having like a lot of volume in their hair and a lot of volume in in the dress, it kind of like shapes them, right? So they don't get lost in the garment, which is something that's also like a styling trick, right? But you know, her outfits, her recent outfits, I forgot what designer it is. We'll probably put it up here, but it's the dresses that have the heart shape. She was doing an interview, and basically they had asked her if she wanted to wear this one dress, and she pulled it out, and she said that she wore it one night for one of her shows, and she kind of loved not only the way it looked, but obviously the functionality of it. Being up on stage, obviously you're sweating, you're dancing, you're singing, like it has to really go through the wear and tear. And she asked them to design more for the rest of her concerts. So now she basically has it in every single color, and it's the dresses that you see, especially on when she opened for the Eras tour. Which is so crazy to think about, how it's like a dress, but it's like if it works for the artist and it fits the vibe, like they are gonna want it in every single color.
And it's this thing where it's like if someone mentions like, oh, a heart dress, and you automatically think of her dress with the heart, and you have that pink one, you have that blue one, and it's like again, she's giving very much Barbie, but then her shoes, her chunky heels, her hair, her it's Bratz. So it's this thing where it's like she's kind of combining the two styles into one, and she's doing it so great.
And I feel like when these pop princesses become the it girl of the moment, you want everything. You want the makeup, you want the hair, because like her haircut has been very popular, Sabrina's. Her makeup has been very popular. Her makeup artist, I know, has gone on and kind of shown products like that how she did it. And then also like the styling aspect of it, and even their street style. So her street style has been different, obviously, from what she wears on stage. It's a bit more casual, but it's still very much with the same theme. So you see the pictures that she's posted of what she wore like to Coachella when she was just listening to the artist, versus when she's on stage. Also, there was a picture of her where she's also wearing almost like a soccer tee, where it has to do with the sporty, but it's her version of it, right? Because she's also a bit more glam. So it's kind of nice and interesting to see how there could be certain styles, but every artist has their own way of like flipping it on its head and
doing
making
it different,
unique.
And like, I don't know, it's so funny because so Sabrina, her new song Espresso, there's a coffee shop in LA
Alfred,
that did a coffee of her, like a thing, and like she even went one day when she went to Disney to grab it. She was like cute. So happy, whatever, right? Emma Chamberlain released just barely, but during the week she was kind of hinting about espresso martini, and everyone was, what did you think automatically?
I thought that it was going to be Sabrina Carpenter for sure.
It wasn't. It was with Kendall Jenner because of her thing.
818.
But it was this thing where it got hype. Even though it in itself, because she's Emma Chamberlain, it'll get hype, but it got more hype.
But it's the theme of espresso.
Because right now that's the big thing with Sabrina Carpenter.
And I feel like it trickles down into anything, because even think about it, you and me getting ready for this episode, what color are we wearing? Espresso. We don't have an espresso coffee, right? Because it's kind of like too late for that in the day. But
I want to sleep.
But it's a thing of like, you see it and it resonates, and it like trickles down into like street style into our podcast, like, and it's maybe one decision that she took because of her song that now has this effect of that it's something that's out of her control, but it's super cool to see the growth of it.
And as a graphic designer, that font that she uses of espresso, I have used it once for a project that I had.
The name of it?
I don't remember the name of it. I used it once, that font, for a thing for my class, because I had to do for a coffee shop, and I did that with like beans on the bottom. So seeing her do that, I was like, I was ahead of the game.
That was
hire me
as your graphic designer.
Let me work a little bit, but let me hire me
as your graphic designer.
But,
I feel like also even like, I don't know, like it's just like that, like the font of it, like these are decisions that have to be taken,
and like they grow,
and that they kind of go with the whole thing. So I feel like when people think like they're just an artist, right, there's so much that goes behind it.
The styling, the tour thingy, like what is the vibe, the setup, the graphics of like, what is that font? What is
how
that
are they
color?
Performing it?
How are they performing it? How are they, like, because Sabrina Carpenter did Love Me, the song, with her Feather song.
Combine it.
So good. So good. So it's like this thing where it's like they have to think about this. So give them the credit that they deserve.
And
acknowledge, recognize everything that they do.
The hard work that they put into it.
They're not just singing and they're a model and the mannequin or whatever, and that's it.
Exactly.
Like, no, they are putting deep thought into it,
Yeah.
especially now with them being more of a writer, more part of it, and their clothing and all this stuff. And yes or no, the whole coquette thingy because of Gracie Abrams.
Yeah.
Now we have the whole, like, Sporty Spice, vintage, like, pop type of thing because Sabrina Carpenter and Dua Lipa. So, remember that next time.
Just remember that. Also, if you see things inspired on Pinterest, like, posts and everything, it's very much probably inspired by whoever's currently a pop princess.
Always go back.
Always go back.
Remember, and citation. MLA format.
I think it's also very interesting because it's, like, for me personally, someone who absorbs information a lot and, like, likes that and, like, does their research on everything. I really love the fact that, like, you can go into, like, this trend, right? Like, you go to the sporty trend, it breaks down, and you're like, okay, I've seen Dua Lipa wear this. Yes. Okay, break it down even further. She's inspired by Posh Spice. Okay, break it down even further, and you keep going, and you learn so much about the history of it. This has to do with learning about
Debbie Gibson, who she was the first one.
Yeah.
Listen to her songs. If you hear her top one, whatever, Billboard charts,
just remember.
I told you. Just kidding. But yeah. I think that's a good way to end our episode. We had so much to talk about, so much to rant, so much information.
We missed you.
And we will miss you because, you know, we'll be deuces for the season.
But please check out our social media because I feel like a lot of the work we're going to put onto that to grow that, to be ready for season 2. So stay on the lookout for that, for our Instagram, our YouTube, and our TikTok.
Follow us. All information is in the bottom, but if you're listening to it, because I forget sometimes, you know, we're recording the audio.
On our own
Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube have all the same handle. So it is at We Are Fashionably Late with 2 double E's at the end. Our personal, myself for Natalia, is at Natalia Luevanos. I know that's complicated to write down the Luevanos part, but if you follow us on our Instagram,
you'll see us tagged.
It will do it. And then
Leslie Marie with 2 E's at the end, just like the podcast.
Mine has 2 A's for my name. So
we're sticking to it. Now, before we do a little wrap up of this episode, right? What was your most memorable part of season 1? Or episode? Or moment?
I would have to say, because it's so shocking, is Barbie.
Yeah. We had so many
ideas to do it and was so excited. Had so many technical difficulties.
Yes.
I think it was like lagging.
It was overheating on the laptop.
There
had no
so many things going wrong that I was like, I understand.
Filmed it like 3 times.
I was like, I understand if this episode doesn't do good because of how choppy it sounds. On the contrary,
it's our most popular.
Most popular. So thank you, because even in that, I'm like, thank you. We worked so hard.
And please, like, obviously, give the others a chance because they're even better than that.
Yes, Chips.
I feel like Chefs is my favorite.
Chefs is good.
I feel like I put my heart on my sleeve for that one. It was very personable to me.
I feel like Chefs. A good funny one is Halloween.
Halloween's hilarious. Yes. I feel like that's the fun. I think I almost cried.
Halloween and mascots were hilarious.
Yes. Yeah.
Because of my fear.
Even F1 was kind of funny.
F1, yes.
Yeah. But I feel like for me, the top 2 would be but also the
Eras Tours.
No, the Y2K.
That one was good.
Yeah. Eras Tours, we had our first special guest.
Yes.
Wink, wink.
She's very special in my heart.
And then Y2K, I feel like that one's one that hasn't gotten a lot of love, but I feel like it's our most, like, from beginning to end, that's when we started getting the hang of the podcast. Yeah. The topics. Everything.
I think it was, like, really good, because it was, like, we were just, like, boom, boom, boom. Like, we knew the strategy, the
structure of the podcast. We felt comfortable now. Yeah. We had the mic set up. Everything.
But, yeah. I think that's mine.
Yeah. But anyways, thank you guys. If you guys have started watching since the first episode, we love you. We appreciate you. And even if you guys are new, we love you and appreciate you too. Please definitely go listen to the other ones so you can catch up before season 2 comes out.
And keep a lookout on our Instagrams.
But yes. Thank you guys so much for listening.
We love you.
We love you.
And as always,
see you soon.
See you soon.
Stay fashionable. Queenies.
Love you.
Should we do like a heart like this? Like, no, that's like a wedding thing.
Because we're in Korean dramas right now.
Right now we're in our Korean drama era.
Watching True Beauty. If you have any recommendations,
link them down below. Even though we've probably already seen them.
So far. But yeah.
Still.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Love you.
Toodles.